today is the first time you seeing this program, it's called Daily Quest, and it's every day is entertaining, it's informative, and also educative. We discuss everyday issues of life. Tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m., Daily Quest is on air. So tell somebody, and you're going to be amazed about this program. So far, so good. We said we're talking about social media. I want to throw a question to you. Are you is social media your tool or your master? Are you a master in social media? I come again with that. Is social media your tool or are you a master? Is social media your tool or are you a master? That question will be answered by our specialist today. But before we introduce him, Anna Awani is going to do justice to the definition so that you might understand little what we're talking about today. So Anna, give us some little definitions.
Okay, thank you so much, Trisha. Before I go into the definition, our phone lines are open. You can call, you can do us a WhatsApp message. Remember, do not call using video calls, you understand? So our phone lines are open. Now social media, we say these words virtually almost every day. Now social media is simply a platform where people share information, people share ideas, people share career interests and other form of expression via virtual communities and network. So like the name implies, the social part comes from people interacting with one another, while the media part comes from the platform that makes these interactions possible. I have my own special definition. I define it as an infectious disease if not properly handled. Yes.
That is why I said the other side of it.
Yes.
So it's social media is an infectious disease
if not properly handled.
And do you know that social media negatively has cost some people their marriages,
a lot,
their careers, and their job? And so today we're going to talk about how you're going to use social media positively to develop yourself, to improve your business, to know how to interact with your clients, and also to know what's up, just like what you are knowing now in Daily Quest. Okay, now we've talked about the definition. We're going to introduce our guest, who is the person of Mr. Sydney Izulu, and he's a graphic designer, a brand manager, and IT solutions provider. Wow, Mr. Sydney.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome to the show today.
You're welcome.
It's an honor having you today on our show.
Thank you.
And I believe you're going to make us understand and our audience understand what social media is really.
Yes.
Okay? Before we start asking you the question, please can you just do a little bit of introduction of yourself properly, in case I didn't do it very right.
Thank you very much. My name is Sydney Izulu. I'm a graphics designer. I provide ICT solutions on all angles. And of course, I'm a brand manager, so I handle social media accounts for people and for companies.
Okay, you see, he's in the best shoes to talk about the benefits of social media. So, but before now, we'll go on a short break. We'll be back right after this break.
Hello and welcome back. This is Daily Quest on Salvation TV, and today we are talking about a very important and interesting topic: social media. Yes.
Did you go on social media this morning before you got here?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Sydney, you're laughing? Yes.
Yeah, of course. Today's my brother's birthday, so I had
you had posted something.
Yes.
So you have made use of social media positively.
Positively.
Okay. And as a fashion designer, I go on social media to like check out the
latest design
and all that. So Instagram is my thing.
So this is one of your products.
Of course, if you don't know now.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Sydney, you're welcome once again.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate you coming
Thank you
to
very
our
much.
program today. So literally, we're going to do justice to this. But don't forget, you are a special guest. Call in, ask your question, and also send a WhatsApp message. Please do not make a WhatsApp call. It won't be accepted. So just do your regular call. Okay, straight to the questions. Okay, Mr. Sydney, do social media have any etiquette?
Oh yes, like basic interaction between you and someone else.
Okay.
I think the basic thing you need to know is just be nice, be polite, like how you would relate to a stranger, like when someone you meet on the first time. Just be nice, don't be too arrogant, don't be too pushy, just be nice, be friendly. I think that's the basic etiquette you need to know about using social media.
Okay, we don't have a long list of etiquette on
Nothing
social
there's
media.
no hard and fast rule about it. Just be nice generally, just flow.
Okay.
That's nice. Okay, can you tell us how does social media work primarily?
Basically, the social media, like you explained, is a network for communication, for interaction, for research, for decision making.
Okay.
So that suggests that if you want to use the social media, if you must be effective, and if it must be your tool, and not your manager.
Your
you need to
master,
know-
rather.
Yeah, not your master.
Okay.
You need to know some few things about the social media. The social media applications or softwares that we have today are all internet based. So in order to use any of them, you need an internet connected device. Your smartphones, your tablets, your computers, anything that connects to the internet and
Okay.
can use any of the social media applications. Yeah.
Okay, that is basically how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the benefits, the direct benefits of social media? Can you tell us some direct benefits of social media?
Okay, yeah, the first benefit I'm going to point out today is just like you would like to, you're in business, for instance, you want to meet with clients, you want to meet with people. Physically, you would meet with a number of people per day.
Yes.
But the social media can help you reach a lot more than that. You have a
Okay.
wider audience.
Okay, wider
Yes,
audience,
yes.
okay.
It helps you to reach a wider audience. I think that's the most important thing about the social media.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to know.
Before Anna brings up another question, in regard of social media being your master, I want you to throw a little light on that.
We've heard a lot about people being addicted to the social media. They sleep, they wake up very early, and the first thing they're going to their phones. Oh,
Right.
who has sent me a message,
Message, yeah.
and all that. Yeah, it can get very addictive because these sites are built to be very interactive,
Okay.
very interesting. There's always something to look at. There's always something to like. You click here, you like here. Yeah, it can be addictive. That's when it gets that way. It's
As
now your master.
Oh,
Master.
okay.
You
Okay,
shouldn't
so
let
is
it
it
get to that.
advisable for it to be your master?
Oh no.
Oh.
Because in as much as it will eat up a lot of your time, it's
Okay.
also going to eat up a lot of your money.
Okay.
Yeah, because in order to stay online on these sites, you need to subscribe to your internet service providers, and that takes a lot of money as well. So
Okay, before Anna brings up her next question, we have
a
a
message.
WhatsApp message.
Okay, it says, this is Mwenge from DR Congo. Oh, you're welcome.
lovely.
It
Okay.
says, love you guys. May God bless you.
Okay,
This is my first time.
welcome.
Welcome to Salvation TV. This is Daily Quest, and it's daily 11 a.m. and we have interactive session. You are a special guest also, so you can call just as you sent your text message. Tell somebody, and if there's a topic you want us to address, you can also get to us, and we'll get back to you. But right back to our question.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Sydney, you said at some points social media can become addictive.
Yes.
So how do we know we are addicted to social media? What are the signs we can see that points that we are addicted?
Okay, I'm going to use a student in this instance because they are the biggest victims of social media addiction.
Okay.
As a student, you have programs and each program has its time. So for instance, you have study time, you have time to rest, time to go out, interact with friends. When you don't have time for other things and you're mostly on your phone, for instance, maybe you're on Facebook, and that time eats into other things, like you're always late for lectures, you don't get enough sleep, you don't socialize too often with people you can see.
Okay.
Then it's bad, and it's gotten to that point where you're addicted to it, and you shouldn't get to that point. Yeah.
Is that the only sign?
Basically, that's it. Yeah, because to use the social media, you need time. You need you need to dedicate some time to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So in family, like in marriage, how can this social media play as
if the spouse, for instance, the husband is always on his phone, because that's like the easiest mobile device to carry around.
Okay.
If he's always on his phone, you would find that he's on social media more times than often. So yeah, when you find that one person is always on the phone, typing, checking things out,
it can be a sign.
That can be a sign that he's addicted to it.
Okay.
And that's bad.
So that's bad. So
Very
if
bad,
you are a couple and leave social media, being on your phone as a couple in your room or your apartment, it's like inviting the whole world there.
Yes.
And you know now when everybody is there, you can't do your thing, your serene thing. And you know that. Okay, let's go back to the question.
So how do we treat these addictions? Okay, now we know these are the things, these are the signs that we know we are addicted to social media. So how do we treat it?
Oh yeah, like any other addiction, the first thing to do is realize that you're addicted to this.
Okay.
And these pointers will help you know when you find that you're spending more time on your devices than with people you actually know, then you know you're addicted. So the first sign is knowing that it's an addiction you have. The next thing you need to know, because the addiction takes time, so when you find that you don't have time for most other things, then you need to draw up your timetable. You need to say, okay, I'm not going to spend more than 1 hour on social media for the day.
Okay.
I'm going to respond to emails, check messages, and so, and then just apportion time to everything you're going to do online, so you don't get,
well, you know that even though you apportion time, there's some sweet stories, there's some sweet pictures, like you know, a picture says 1,000 words.
Yes.
So when you're there, even though you apportion time, like this morning happens to me, I said, okay, by 7:15 I'm going to start my workout, but I stayed online till like 7:30.
Oh yeah, sometimes some juicy things come up, and then you have to really respond
to them. How do we checkmate that?
Yeah, okay. Like every timetable, we don't. It's almost impossible to follow 100%. It's just like a guideline.
Okay.
But basically, you need to learn discipline, just like any other thing you do.
Okay.
So the timetable is going to help you discipline your timing so that you don't cross into the addiction phase.
How about hiding your phone somewhere? If you know that you're always with your phone, maybe just keep your phone. So I'm not going to be with this phone.
You want to be as practical as possible. You want to be very realistic.
There's one of my life coach, he says, don't bring your phone to your bedroom.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. From
That's interesting.
Yes, don't bring that he doesn't bring his phone to his bedroom. He doesn't have his laptop. When it's bedtime, it's bedtime.
Wow.
He leaves them in his car. So he wakes up, so before he goes down to his car, at least he has done virtually everything he needs to do.
What if he has an emergency or something, work calls?
Definitely you have time. You call back.
Later. What if it's urgent?
You know, that one works for him. So
that works for him.
So you just have to find what works for you. But the basic thing is discipline. You need to just discipline yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have more questions?
Okay, I have one. Who can use this social media?
Anybody can use the social media. Anybody who is mature enough to talk, to listen, to read, to understand. Basically, anybody can use social media.
If you say anybody, because I know 5-year-olds now, they have iPads.
Yeah, you'll
my
be surprised.
little niece, she'll be my phone, and
I know.
Going through everything.
No, I think that one is not using. She's just going through because she's not the owner of the phone.
Okay.
But I think that's just playing with it. But when you say that somebody is right, there's an age for it.
Okay.
Sydney can attest to that.
Yeah, you know, we're actually in a technology age where even 5-year-olds, like she has pointed out, know how to use basically any internet-enabled device. You'd be surprised how they can just go to a website and find out something you didn't even know. So anybody, in the sense that anyone who wants to use it and wants to be productive with it, anybody, it's open to everyone, free access to anyone. But the thing is maturity and discipline, because you need to control access, you need to manage your time with how you use the social media.
Okay. When you say maturity, being productive, I don't think a 5-year-old child was matured enough to know where not to touch. Social media. That is why there are rules for age bracket to register. Probably in one of this, I think one of these handles and all that we have age. So if you're not probably up to 18 or 16,
you may not be allowed
to. But I think we got Facebook page earlier than that. I will still see some persons earlier than that. But the 5-year-old, I just feel that they're just playing with the phone. They're not user of social media.
Never can tell.
Okay, let's leave that at that. If you're a 5-year-old and you use social media, please call in and tell us your experience.
And report yourself.
Okay, the next question comes to you like this. He said, what is the benefits of social media by businesses?
The purpose for businesses, the first and most important purpose for a business is to reach customers. Either you're selling a product or you're offering services. So you want to reach people, you want to meet new people. Like I said, the social media gives you that opportunity to meet a wide audience. Yes, so for a business, it is very important in this age and time to be on social media, because you never know where your next client comes from. So you want to reach as many people as you can, and then drag in anyone who comes in through your social media.
So, before you go further, how many areas of social media can be applicable to one's life or business? I mean, how many areas do you have?
Well, social media is vast.
Okay.
I would start by saying, the movies, we have movie actors.
We have a message.
Okay, before you answer that, let's have a message from...
Okay, he said, hi ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Oh, gentlemen, nice topic here. My question is, at what point can it be said that you are addicted to social media? That's from Veggie from Port Harcourt.
I think we've talked about this. You would know you're addicted to social media firstly when you have no time control. When you're always on the social media. And again, if some people have complained about it, you're always on your phone, you don't have time for me, you don't have time to talk. Time management, I think, is a very good pointer to the addiction to social media.
So in time points, if there's a function you missed because you're on social media, there's a class you missed because you're on social media, you just have to be matured and be productive about it. That is what Mr. Sidney have said. Exactly. And also our next question is it advisable to use social media during recruitment and hiring?
Yes, it is, because most companies, when they want to hire people, you have people writing CVs, application letters, and most of the time, if for instance we have 1,000 applications, you only get to choose maybe 3 or 4, maybe 10, and out of those ones, we know a lot is screened out, sometimes by virtue of qualification, personality, and you can't really know a person's nature, you can't really know their personality by talking with them for 5 minutes. That's the interview process. So recruiters could find the social media very useful in the sense that you want to compare what this person has told you about themselves to what they actually are. And if they're on social media, you could just go on their social media accounts and then see what kind of things, what kind of interests they have, how they talk, how they respond, and you can really know more about them than what they just wrote down on their CVs, or their application. So it's very useful for recruitment.
But most times they said things you see on social media pages of people, they are not real.
They're not real.
So why will you use that as a yardstick to judge somebody, to hire somebody, or to recruit somebody?
You can only, time will tell eventually, Some people have worked in places for very short time, for a week, and then their true nature was revealed, when they were faced with it. So it's a pointer, it's a very useful tool. It might not be 100% effective, but it's very useful. It goes beyond just what to hear and say on their application, because a lot of people tend to create a false impression about themselves on meeting you for the first time as an employer. But then their social media handles, they've been on social media for a while, so you could just go through and then it could give you a pointer of how this person thinks and what this person actually is. They can't really hide much from history. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very useful.
Okay. Another question for me is is there any danger giving your social media password to your employer or a school administrator regarding students?
I know for most social media applications or softwares, if not all, have privacy policies, which means for you to sign up on their social media, for you to create a profile for yourself, you have to fill a certain form, giving them certain information, and then you agree to their terms of usage and their what do you call it, legal information. Most times you find that people give their access to others. It's not advised for people to give their password, for instance, to anybody else, because you want to preserve your information. And these sites have legal backing to that, so it's not advised to give anybody your user information. Employers should be discouraged from seeking access to to access to people's personal accounts.
So just like you can't give out your bank details out, so it's advisable.
Can you give your spouse, probably if you're married, can you give your spouse your password to your Facebook account?
Facebook? Why not? I can, of course. We are one. So I can.
So you can share it with your spouse if
you trust them that much.
You trust them,
If you trust them that much, you're one. So
of course, trust
why not?
is inevitable in any relationship. So.
Okay then. Okay, Anna, let's have more questions.
Okay, now Mr. Sydney, most people think social media is just Facebook, WhatsApp, thereabouts. Are there other platforms?
Oh yes, the social media, as we speak, more are being created and programmed.
Of course.
We have Facebook. We have Facebook is, I think, is the largest social media network.
Okay. We have a WhatsApp message. Said, "Good day. Thanks for this great topic. Thank you so much. But I want to know if social media is an addiction to those who make their money working online."
Okay, I think Sydney is
I like this question because it relates directly to me. I am not addicted to the social media in a negative way. Because I make money from using the social media.
Wow.
Yeah, so it could be, like you said in the beginning, it could be a tool or it could be your master.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's you want to control your use based on the productivity you have from the social media.
Okay.
Yes.
A lot of persons have turned millionaires and billionaires via social media. The founder of Facebook.
Like the online shopping, they're all
Jumia,
all related.
Are you advertising for anybody? Don't call me. I will sue you.
Please don't.
Okay, then
back to our question.
Back to the question. We're talking about the types of social media there are. Facebook right now is the biggest user related social media because it has close to 1 billion users. We have Twitter. Twitter is real time, which means information is sent and received on the go. So I can be relating with, for instance, the President of America right now. I can send him a message on Twitter and he can respond immediately. So we have that, and then we have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is designed for professionals to meet and I think share opportunities for job creation and employment. So we have LinkedIn for professionals. We have Google, of course, but Google is not a social media account or site. Google is a search engine. The closest related one to Google is YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world right now. It's also a type of social media. And we have so many others. We have WhatsApp, of course. Which is the biggest social media for mobile users. those are the biggest ones we have amongst others.
Okay.
Okay, we have a caller on our line. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, ma.
Welcome.
What's your name, ma?
I want to ask. My name is Mrs. Ibarayo Ramsa.
Okay, it's a pleasure meeting you. Okay.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, from you. Okay, what's your question?
I want to ask concerning what is ongoing now on social media.
Okay, like what?
This story we hear about Yahoo boys, are they all part of the social media? And what exactly are the Yahoo boys doing?
Okay. Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you
much,
so much.
madam. Okay, Mr. Sidney.
Thank you very much for that question. We have internet fraud and internet scammers, of course.
Okay.
It's okay. She's offline. It's almost impossible to wipe out activities that are fraudulent, but it's very possible to track and avoid them.
Okay.
Just like in any society, there are criminals, and it's easy to identify them by virtue of what they do and how to avoid them. So you need to be aware of who they are and what they do, so that you don't fall victim. Yes, we have cyber criminals. They do cyber fraud.
Okay.
Yes, we have them on social media, but in order to identify them, you need to be aware of what they do, be aware of their activities, how they catch their victims, so that you can avoid that.
Okay,
So,
in line with that question from the madam, how do we identify these
Them.
scammers?
Okay, first of all, I think there's a saying that goes, I don't know if it's an official statement, but it's a saying that goes that if you are scammed, it means you're also greedy. So, for instance, I know if I want to buy a car, I need to spend about 2 million for this particular type of car.
Okay.
And then someone goes online, puts a picture of that car, and says, I can get this car for 15,000 naira. Come on.
Come on.
No,
So
that's
if
way-
you want to fall victim for that, it means you yourself,
You're selfish.
somehow you're greedy.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's one very good pointer to know. Things always
Go
come
to are
looking too
attracted
good
to.
to be true. Yes,
Okay.
so you need to avoid such things when you come across them on social media.
But some actually can be really seem like very true.
Genuine,
Yeah.
yes.
Genuinely, I can tell you,
basically,
okay, you
yeah.
can get this for 1.7 million naira.
Yeah.
Why
It's
actually it cannot go, but because
Yeah,
of that little
sometimes,
money,
because the cyber crimes have become so prevalent, it is advised for best practice to avoid such things. Just totally avoid them. Just avoid such sweet, in quote, deals. Just
Okay.
totally yeah.
So for you to not be a
Be on the
victim.
safe side, yeah.
Okay, we have a caller, another
Another
caller.
caller.
Hello, and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, sir, what's your
What's your name?
Sorry,
What's your name, sir?
my name is Ike Diola Tochukwu.
EKDR.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. What's your
sir.
question?
Yeah, the social media, somebody can just add your number, for instance, the WhatsApp, and just add you to his group or whatever.
Okay.
I want those kind of thing. That's my question is going to Mr. Sidney in June.
Thank you very much, sir, for that question.
Okay.
I believe most social media sites have been updated with their security modules. I know for WhatsApp, there are options to block any user you don't want
Or
to.
exit,
Yes.
rather.
For instance, someone adds you to a group you're not aware of. There's an option to leave the group and block whoever, whatever the number that added you to that group. So yeah, that's a measure to check such.
Okay. Okay, regarding this privacy, we have a question here. How do one implement the privacy policy in social media?
Yes, while signing up to a social media account, Twitter for instance, you're expected to put in your name, your phone number, your email address, and some other important bio data you have.
Okay.
The sites have been engineered in such a way that their legal framework designed to protect your information is already in place.
Okay.
I remember a few months ago, the founder of Facebook was dragged to court
Court.
Oh,
for
yeah,
such
I
an
think I
issue,
watched that video,
infringement
yes.
of privacy.
Online.
So these things have been tightened up right now. So you don't need to bother about someone infringing in your rights to
I don't need to get a
information.
lawyer
Yeah, no,
and
you don't
drag
need
the
all
person
that.
to the
All you need to do
court.
is just mind the kind of information you put out. Yeah, because they can only get from you what you have put out there.
We should be careful the kind of
information you put out on social media.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's a place in the Facebook or whatever you want to post that will tell you that publicly or privately. I think that's where you can control the privacy on that. Okay, that's another question here. What will you say about social media and social networking sites? What will you say about that?
Okay, the social media is a vast network.
Okay.
Social networking sites are, I would say, fragments of the social media itself.
Okay.
So social networking sites could include Facebook, could include Twitter, and these are all parts of the social media. So social media is a body of social. You could just imagine social media to be like a big hall, for instance.
Okay.
And in that big hall, you have a table with 10 people here, another one there, another one there, and there. So these are social networking sites. Social network sites, and then they all make up the entire social media.
Okay.
Yeah. So
throw more light on that social networking. It's like a web or something.
Yeah. Social networks, for instance. You could say the social media is web based. It's fully based on the internet because you need to connect devices to the internet, to one another via the internet. While social networking sites don't have to be on the internet. For instance, you could have a meet and greet group where you guys meet physically, and then you can call that a social network. So when you have to put it on the internet, it becomes part of the social media itself.
Okay. My question here is, how can one strategize with social media? How can you strategize in business or as a student? Or personally, how can you strategize using social media?
Using social media, okay. For businesses, if you're into service delivery, for instance, you know the kind of client, the kind of customers you want to reach. For instance, you're a tailor, you're a fashion designer, like our friend here.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to meet people who want your services, people who want clothes made for them. So you want to. It helps you to reach target markets. You will not be looking out for engineers looking for spare parts. You'll be looking out for people who want clothes done. So it helps you target your audience. It helps you reach targeted audiences. That's how businesses could take advantage of the social media.
Okay. How can students take advantage or strategize?
Well, social media is I would call it an ocean of information. So for students, the first thing you're up to is learning. You want to get new information. So you could just go on the social media app, search for a topic or something you want to know more about. Then you would see people talking about that thing. For instance, it's a trend. For instance, if you're an engineering student and people are talking about lines and angles, you could just go on one of those sites, search for lines, angles, and you could see everything being said about lines and angles. So so you could go for specific information. You could learn directly from social media.
But over 73%, almost over 73% of persons, I believe, doesn't use social media strategically in even their personal life or their businesses, and also on their family or relationship. So what will you advise concerning the strategy in line with this?
Our beginning statement from Papa. When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Abuse in the sense that you know too much of it, but then you're not using the way it meant to be used, or you don't know about it enough, and then you're underutilizing it. So I think they should go for more knowledge, learn about it, know how it's used, and then know what you want to use it, how you want to use it for yourself, know how it applies to you best.
Okay. Anna, let's have some questions from you.
You said something while you were explaining, doing justice to Trisha's question.
Okay, before that question, there's a WhatsApp message.
There's a WhatsApp message. It said, how do one make it online positively through social media?
Well, you need to know what you want first of all. You need to know if you're in business, how do you want to use social media for your business, or you have an institution, maybe a church, or a government institute, a school, or you are a blogger, or you're a model, you're someone who is a face for yourself. For instance, you want to know what you want from social media, and then you can learn how to use it to reach your target audience. So you need to know first of all what you want to gain from it, and then learn how it's used, and then apply it to what you want to use it for.
Okay. So my question, Mr. Sidney, which social media site is best for working profession and business personnel, like people into business? What's the best social media site that can help them?
Okay, I'm going to be very selfish with this question.
Wow.
Because business is business. Business is about drawing in customers to buy your products or your services, and you can never tell where your next client is coming from, like I've said before. So I would advise everyone in business to just go on every social media account, just create one in everywhere.
Okay, there's no specific.
No, there's no specific. There's no specific.
Okay, there's no specific.
You could your customer could come from Twitter, could come from Facebook, could come from anywhere. So have an account on everyone and get them managed properly.
Can I go? Will I go and learn how to?
Yeah, you could just ask me.
You don't want to come up with that, I guess. No. Okay. Right about now, we'll go on a short break and we'll be back right after now.
Hello and welcome back. This is Daily Quest on Salvation TV, and we'll be having a very, very interesting time. We've been talking about social media. We have our guest, Mr. Sidney Izulu, doing justice to our question. So before we go further, we are going to be asking you 2 or 3 questions.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Sidney, how has social media changed the way individuals and organizations, the way they communicate? How has social media affected the communication level?
Well, social media has been a very big plus to businesses, to organizations over the last few years, because they've bridged the gap, the very wide gap between the client and the customer. Years ago, before the advent of social media, you would have to do a one-on-one to meet your clients, your customers, and then when you sell a product or a service to them, you'd have to go back to them or wait for them to come back to you to say how, okay, this thing was nice, I liked it. But now with the social media, within seconds, you could sell something, and within seconds, you could get feedback from your client.
Of course.
So it has bridged a very wide gap over the last few years.
In line with that, I have an experience. I made a clothes for somebody like 6 years ago, and yesterday she brought it back. I said she wanted me to make another copy of the clothes.
6 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Like social media, she was able to.
No, she just that she wants the clothes again. Just that she make it again.
Oh, okay. So funny.
So when he's talking about feedback, instant feedback, I just had that picture. So if she has social media,
she's
not a social media friendly person.
Okay,
so she would have told me, because people like the clothes. That's why she didn't throw it off.
Okay.
And she had to bring me back yesterday and say I should make another one
for
her. So I think that's another.
That's lovely.
What Mr. Izulu is talking about.
Okay. So one more question here. What are the do's and don'ts of social media? Like sometimes they tell us do not accept just anybody.
Yes.
So what are the do's and don'ts? Do these, don't do these, blah blah.
Okay, first of all, like I said, you have to be polite with relating with people. 99, if not 100% of people you meet on social media are strangers. These are people you've not met before and you may never meet in your lifetime. So you want to be as nice as possible. You want to create a very good first impression about yourself. You want to be honest. You want to have integrity. You don't want to be an internet fraudster, for instance. Secondly, you want to be careful with the kind of information you put out.
Okay.
Because you could say something and not mean it. But then when you say it on social media, when you type it, someone else has read it on their device, maybe in China. And years later, it could be used against you.
Okay.
Yes, it could be used against you. So, and apart from that, it could be information you don't want out there anymore, and it's almost impossible to get it back. Yeah, so you want to be careful with the kind of things you say on any social media platform.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the basic do's and don'ts. Apart from that, if you're handling for a corporate entity, for instance, you're a big business.
Okay, we have a caller.
Here.
Okay.
Hello, good day, and welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
Yes, my name is
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
I'm calling from Port Harcourt. My name is Ifediora.
Ifediora, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
My name is Ifediora. I'm calling from Port Harcourt. Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome. What's the question, sir?
Yeah, there's one area. It's not a question. I want to make a contribution.
Okay, go ahead.
That the young ones who are more on social media have not taken advantage of.
Okay.
So you must. People say, "Oh, don't have money to go to school."
Okay.
You can learn different field while you're on social media.
Okay.
I didn't study computer, but I learned most of the things I know on social media.
Oh.
Wow.
In free lectures for project management recently, and I've upgraded myself. Papa said we should upgrade ourselves.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, sir. We're hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah, so Papa said we should always upgrade ourselves. Yeah, students are meant to use most of the younger ones to use the ability of social media to get free lectures of any field they want to dive into, and it's very, very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you've heard from other guests on the other side. Okay. Okay, he said students, he gave an advice to the students that social media can be used not just to post your nude pictures or your nuttiness or things that are not
important,
add value to you,
to your life,
or things that you cannot retrieve when actually it has gone far. Now you can use it actually to build your skill, to develop yourself. You can develop yourself through social media. I think that's an advice he has given to the student.
You have YouTube, not only students. Like you said, you're a fashion designer.
Yes,
you can go online.
I go online to look for patterns, to how to cut. If I'm not very good in a pattern that somebody brought, I go online and say patterns on that style, and it's online. So it's online. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in addition to that, the social media makes everybody a student. There's virtually nothing you cannot learn online, and now schools are putting up their content online, so you could sit at home and get some good quality education via the social media. So it's that means a tool.
Being educated is not just going to the four walls of the university. You can do that online on social media. So social media is like you don't have any excuse to say you are not informed concerning something. Like I know of somebody that know how to do this akara beat. They attend it from anywhere, just from social media. At least I got knowledge of how to make creams from DIF, but I had to improve. I had to join the social media, and I got more idea on how to improve on the cream making and all that. So yes, it's an avenue where, like you say, it's a pool of ocean of what information.
We have a WhatsApp message from Steve-O. Yeah, actually you didn't indicate where you're sending this message from. Said, how can I use social media to improve my everyday life?
Okay.
Yes, like we pointed out before, what exactly do you want to improve? Make a list of what you want to learn. For instance, you want to learn how to change a tire, you want to learn how to paint the wall, you want to learn how to make a shoe. So just go for targeted searching. Yes. What do you want to find? You could find it on YouTube. You could find it on Google. Just Google it. I remember in Bible school of Salvation Ministries years ago, I was taught that after the Holy Spirit, Google is my next best friend. So there's nothing I want to learn right now that I cannot learn online via social media.
Okay, my question I have here, I think the lady have already answered it, and you have also done that. We don't have much time anymore, but we're just going to go through the advantage of social media. Can you give us some few advantage of social media?
Okay.
In 1 minute.
Okay, it helps us to connect.
Okay.
It's informative and gives us updates. It helps us to for students, it's of great benefit. Then it can help you share issues with your community and get help. It helps you, it creates awareness, and it helps governments and agencies fight crime, improves your business reputation, helps in building communities, and lots more.
Okay, in 1 minute also, or in 30 seconds, Mr. Sydney, can you also throw a little bit more light on the advantage of social media?
Yeah, I think the social media has more advantages than disadvantages.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the most important thing you need to do is to learn how to use the social media. When you have a purpose, you're not going to abuse it. So if you're a student, if you're in business, if you're a career person, if you're a socialite, for instance, you want to be a celebrity, just learn how to use it well, how best to use the social media, and go for what you want to go for. Don't be distracted by the cons. Just go for the pros. Learn what
Okay,
you need to
we have a
learn.
message
We have
here.
a message
It
from
said,
Steve.
From Steve. He said social media helps in communicating. Yeah, he said
Okay.
he's from Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Okay. It's also an avenue to learn new things. Thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much,
you. Thank you
Steve.
so much. Thank you so much. Okay. We have 10 disadvantages of social media. Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is one disadvantage of social media. How can we avert cyberbullying?
Well, cyberbullying, I would define it this way. For instance, you see a fat person's picture online, and someone who is fat or who is plus size posts a nice picture of themselves. They think it's nice, but you don't. So in your opinion, it's bad, it's ugly, and then you go telling them that. That can create depression, it can create sadness.
Low self-esteem.
Yes, and it can attract others who have bad opinions to contribute to that, and it's very dangerous. You might not know how deadly it is until you see people commit suicide
Suicide
from
rates,
depression.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
so cyberbullying is bad. It should
It's
be
very bad.
avoided. You
Should
want to be
avoid
very
it.
nice to everyone you meet online.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Before I run this program of the disadvantage by Steve.
He said fraudulence. Yeah,
Yes,
part of it.
Okay, there is no time. We don't have any more time to talk about this. So I want to appreciate everyone that has been part of the show,
Thank you very much.
especially Mr. Steve. You're welcome to the show, and thank you for everything that you've done.
Sydney.
Thank you for our crew, a beautiful one before me, and my producer and
you.
director, and also to
Thank you
Almighty
so
God.
much,
I want to
Trisha.
thank my co-host also, and I want to say, no matter what, dress up. First of all, get up, dress up, and show up. So we say bye for today. See you same time tomorrow, same station. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.